afternoon, everybody. Welcome. It is 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is Just Parlays. I'm your host, Scott Steen, lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com. And I am joined by the incredible melting man sweltering over there in the heat of South Carolina, the Palmetto State, being very, very warm today and no AC. It's Mr. Chris King. How are you, buddy?
I'd be fine if it wasn't so damn hot. You know, they keep talking it's supposed to rain, and every time that they say it's going to rain, you go outside, and guess what?
It ain't raining?
It's sunny. It's sunny.
There you go.
Like when we were digging out the flower beds out front. You know, it's like, hey, it's supposed to rain, so that way maybe this stuff will soften up. Yeah, it didn't rain.
Beautiful.
And that red clay stuff turns into cement.
I know there's a lot of America right now that has no sympathy for you whatsoever because it could be like in the 50s and rainy like it is here across most of the Midwest. So, you know, I would
actually be happy with that right about now.
I could see that. It's kind of nice during the day. You get a little cross breeze going. You open up the windows. It's cool. But, man, you try to sleep at night when it's hot. Can't do it. So,
I mean, I think even my parents probably would say that it's let's see what the weather is up there. Probably cold.
Buffalo?
But yeah, it's in the 80s here today. It's supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow. It's, you know.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. This is Just Parlays. It's traffic and weather on the deuces. So stay tuned for that. We'll be coming up with a little ABBA, followed up by Barry Manilow and the Commodores. Stay tuned, everybody. Oh, sorry.
Are we gonna play Night Shift?
On the night shift. How'd you do yesterday, man? Some parlays?
Yesterday sucked because Dylan Bundy was horrible. Apparently, maybe Baltimore figured out that's why they traded him.
Dylan Bundy
he was absolutely brutal against them. Gave up 6 runs in the
sucks in Baltimore. Nothing has changed.
He have 6 in the third.
Ugh, not good.
3 in the fourth. You know, they lost. The Blues were bad. I guess they forgot to realize they were on the road for 2 games.
Hey, you know who was good? And we roasted him. Obviously, listens to the show. Mike Smith. Mike Smith.
Yeah,
Shut out for MS. Big game, Mike, buddy.
Yeah, at least he's better than Big Game Dave. Oh, and look at that! Remember we just talked about in the pre-show how the Reds were up 3-0. It's 3-2.
There you go. Red's gonna red,
and they haven't gotten anybody out in the bottom of the first yet.
Yeah, excellent. Hope you had the over there, guys. Like I said, shout out to Mike. Shout out to Kevin. What's up, guys? What's going on, Chris? Chris, did I lose you? We played this game yesterday with Chris and his wonderful internet, and apparently he's having problems down there in South Carolina. I don't know what they use in South Carolina for internet. I don't know if they use a string and 2 cans or if they just have 1 can. I don't know. Cue the banjos. Yeah, that's right, Ninth Wonder. Damn right. It was nice win for us there. We'll of course talk about that in an hour or so. I don't want to steal the thunder from a partner, but I will say while we're waiting for Chris to I'm loving the screen freeze on Chris right there, by the way, guys. Is this Chris texting me? Yep, Spectrum Cash Game, about 2 minutes. There you go. So while we're waiting for Chris, I'm going to remind everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hammer that like button, hammer that thumb. We appreciate the feedback. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels, Winners and Whiners YouTube channel and the Max Wagers Network channel. Check out everybody on the Max Wagers Network starting at noon with Sean Higgs doing Midday Money, followed up by the one and the only Allie Burns, it's Plus Money Honey, doing Morning Wood. And it's 2 o'clock, and it's right here. It's me and Chris. 3 o'clock, it'll be me. I want to say like I'm moving over there, but it's the same spot. As I do the show with Scott Reichel. 4 o'clock, our new guy, the new kid on the block, Sean Miller, talking about soccer from around the world and bringing it on home, getting you guys ready for all the evening action, talking about all the changes, the weather, the line moves. That's going to be, it's going to be Nick, and it's going to be Tim, and it's going to be Detroit Lenny, and it's going to be Game Time Decision. So make sure you check out all the great shows. Michael Dost in the house. Good afternoon. Love the Tampa Bay Bucks creamsicle shirt. Oh, dude, this is so much more orange than it looks like on film, on TV, on YouTube, whatever. This shirt is even more obnoxious in person than it is over the air. So thanks very much. Super Sly saying good day, Chris. Super Sly, we're running without Chris as he deals with I guess let me check. They are not a sponsor. Spectrum Internet. Apparently they suck. So I don't have them, but Chris has them in North Carolina, and this is the second day in a row that he has taken a tumble from the show. So Suns to the finals, says Ninja. Absolutely, dude. I liked Golden State. I thought it was going to be Golden State, Phoenix the whole way. But now with Golden State messing with the injuries and having their own issues, I think the Suns look like the cream of the crop there in the West, just like they did all season long. There he is. He's back. Are you back, buddy?
Yeah, I swear Spectrum is the biggest piece of crap. If I called, they'd probably tell me that it's it's heat related.
It's
too sunny out, so yeah, it's too sunny out, so the internet doesn't want to work.
That's all right. I got all the promos out of the way. I got all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Did all the plugs. I haven't done the plug for Caesars yet, but I did want to tell everybody about the partnership that we still got going on at Caesars all through the month of May. You can bet up to $1,100, and you can have that bet insured, is what they call it at Caesars. Basically, if you lose that bet, they make it good. If you win it, you win a bet. So congratulations. It must be first-time deposit, first bet only. And it is, of course, available only where Caesars is available. It must be 21 to play, except where you can be 18 in the states of New Hampshire and Wyoming. There you go.
So did you get the plugs in about all the premiums and everything too?
I didn't plug premiums yet. Chris and I both have premium picks available. You'll find the links in the show description. If you want even more of the good stuff we're laying down, make sure you check those out. So, and
we got.
I told you I did all the plugs. Apparently, I did like almost none of them. The Kentucky Derby guide, buddy. The Kentucky Derby.
I was going to ask you about that.
It's Wednesday. It's going to be the first Saturday in May. Coming right up. Or excuse me, it's Thursday, by the way. 2 days. 2 days away. I think the guides will be out either later today or tomorrow if you haven't got yours yet. And you like to bet on the ponies a little bit. Make sure you check out the Winners and Whiners Kentucky Derby guide. It'll have info on all the horses, who they're picking, how to bet them, all that good stuff. It is free, and the link is in the show description. All right, I think that's going to do it for the show, everybody. Take care. Oh, sorry.
Any idea who's the favorite at this or for the Derby?
I don't. I was going to start that tonight. Actually, I thought we talked about doing a show, and yeah, it just kind of snuck away from me. Why the hell can't the Phoenix Suns wear a jersey that says Phoenix on it?
That would make too much sense.
In today's episode of Old Man Yells at Clouds, why can't? No, I totally even the what is it? Rip City? Is that Portland?
Rip City's Portland, yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. I mean, like New Orleans has NOLA. Okay, I get that. The Phoenix Suns have the Valley, which the Valley of the Sun, but that's stupid. But the Rip City, if you're not in the inside joke, you don't know what their fucking jerseys mean. I don't understand it. Chris?
Yeah, Rip City was coined by Bill Shonley back in 1971 when the Blazers were in their first season, and he came up with Rip City. So they've gone with it ever since.
There you go. There you go. That's
because Jim Barnett took a long distance shot from back when there was no 3-point line, of course, that went in. So he said Rip City, baby, and he said he has no idea how he came up with the idea, but it became synonymous with the team in Portland. And so thank Bill Shonley for coming up with that ridiculous name. I mean, it's bad enough it's Portland.
Shout out to Chris.
I mean, I guess he's 92 now. He probably doesn't care.
No, he doesn't give a rip, City. Hat tip to the old folks at Wikipedia there. So nice. Look at Chris with his internet working, showing off and everything. So Nuggets have Mile High City. Yep, exactly. Philadelphia. What does Philadelphia say? I can't remember.
I don't know. They've got like 75 different ones. There's the one that just says PHI or something, and then
Mike. Okay, Michael's laying down the Kentucky Derby favorites. Zandon in the 10th spot is the favorite at 3-1. Epicenter. That's the only one I've heard of is Epicenter. He's in the 3-hole, going off at 7-2 or 3.5 to 1. So, all right, very good.
So Scott's going to take the 750 to 1 shot. Billy Bob Smith.
I'm sorry?
I said you're going to take the 751 shot, Billy Bob Smith.
Absolutely, yes. I was like
some horse you've never heard of.
I wanted to channel my inner Brit. Like, what are you on about now? Rip City Ninja says means their season is RIP early. That's pretty true. Or at least it has been.
Well, yeah, this year was. Yeah,
for sure.
But I mean, Portland had all kinds of injury issues. I mean, you can't really fault them when they didn't have, their entire starting lineup.
Kevin Riley says small card today. Do you like today's card, Chris? And do you have some good NHL winners? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Do I like the card? Do I like the card? No. It's tough when you get to this point of the year where there's so few games, as opposed to like Scott and I were talking about before the show. When there were a zillion games out there where you could find a lot more inaccuracies with the lines and things like that. It makes it a little tougher now, and there's a lot of familiarity in playoff series, and what they say about that, familiarity breeds contempt, and we've seen that in some of these series already.
Indeed. Well, we talked about that yesterday, where literally every game on the card was a rematch, because the baseball series were just wrapping up, and all the playoff series, obviously no one had been eliminated, so all of those, it was rematch Wednesday, buddy. By the way, happy Cultural Appropriation Day. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Taco Thursday.
You go in for cultural appropriation, Chris? Is that a thing? Are we appropriating Mexican culture if we celebrate and drink tequila on one day of the year?
Well, I mean, inevitably, everything you do, you're appropriating something to someone, in someone's opinion.
Right. I mean, unless, I guess, my folks came from Europe, came from Germany. So, I guess if I'm not wearing lederhosen and a hat, I'm appropriating somebody's culture. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're appropriating Tampa Bay's 80s uniforms today.
I just like people to lighten up. I mean, I think 95% of the shit people are offended about is not intended to offend. Nor should it.
Exactly. I mean, I saw it a couple of years ago when one of the companies that my wife likes that makes clothes did a Chinese New Year thing, and they went off about cultural appropriation.
Yeah,
because they use dragons and stuff in their lines. It's like it's not like they're the only dragon in the world.
Well, my wife has a food truck, and she sells tacos, and somebody gave her shit about white people can't cook tacos. Fuck you. I can make great tacos. You and I were talking about that yesterday. My wife and I
still have a bunch of tacos.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, what's my best bet for today? Well, my the one that I've got a play of the day on is
his best bet is that he's going to eat tacos.
It's like oh my God, no, dude, I wouldn't go within 5 miles of a Mexican restaurant on Cinco de Mayo. That's like,
I thought you might make them at home.
No, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing tonight. Maybe I got the stuff. I've got Miami, San Diego. I'm dipping my toe in the Nerfy pool, Chris. First Nerfy I've taken this year. I've got Miami, San Diego. I'm laying a shit ton of juice. Minus 160. Don't love it. That's getting close to my top of what I will lay. That's right.
You're going to love today's picks, because in hockey, there's only one game that has a line anywhere close to that.
Everything else is minus 300.
Florida's minus 2. Yeah, Florida's minus 2 something. 275. It goes down somewhat depending on the book, but it's still ugly. It goes down to 250.
Let's
Colorado's favored by about 6,000.
Andrew said he just had some Mediterranean flatbread with spinach and cucumber slices. Yummy. Yep. I'm all about the I love Mediterranean. I always have dolmas available in the house. I get them by the fucking bucket full at Amazon. So, and it's weird because I find that a lot of the restaurants I go to, they use the same, probably not the same exact brand, but the same style, where they come out of a can and they taste exactly the same. So I don't think anybody's hand rolling their fucking grape leaves, or very few people are. Anyway.
Yeah, it would probably have to be like a family-owned Greek restaurant or something.
See, Michael, Chris and I were talking about that yesterday. He's a hard shell guy. He does put a little carne asada.
No, actually, I like the soft shell ones. I roll them up like burritos.
Okay.
I
like
don't
a
mind hard
traditional.
shells, but sometimes they fall apart.
I like the street tacos. I like corn tortilla, meat, onion, cilantro, and that's it. Maybe throw a little sauce on there, but
You
I
don't
don't
do
mind.
steak?
I don't. Even before I really stopped eating red meat, I didn't really like steak. I'd have prime rib about once a
Are you a
year.
communist?
Eat the shit out of a burger. Love burgers,
Okay,
but
well, all right.
just. And I think it came from the fact my parents didn't know how to cook a steak, so everything I got
Well, yeah, that'll do it.
medium well or more. So
Or
even when
burnt.
I started eating steaks medium rare, or even tending towards the rare, they're better. I mean, I don't hate them, but now prime rib, I'll eat the shit out of that. Anyway, hey, you want to talk about some sports today?
Hey, Sly said red meat's good for you.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just it's just probably not the red meat so much as the things that go with it that probably kill me. So I went full vegan for like 2 years, dude. So my wife and I went completely vegan, and then I went, yeah, I can't. I'm not getting enough protein. I don't eat. Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about sports. What do you got today?
Kevin, the Suns won last night, 129-109, so they covered the line, much to the chagrin of Tim, who said the Mavs would cover.
Yeah, they were close.
Phoenix
they had a
pulled
shot
away
at it.
Phoenix pulled away in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they were within 6. What, halfway through the fourth quarter? 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, whatever.
Yeah, give or take, and then Phoenix, buried them.
Chris Paul, buddy.
But yeah, Dallas can't do it all. Doncic can't do everything, and that's been their problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's done everything he can, but yeah, you're right. He can't. There's more that has to be done, and he's only one man captain. I can only do so much. My terrible Scotty impression.
Don't feel bad, Tim. We were wrong about a lot of stuff yesterday, so it's all good.
Right.
The Dallas has to find some other guys, and that's been their biggest issue. It worked against Utah, but it's not working here.
About a lack of defense on the part of the Mavericks, because that defense was dreadful. Phoenix shot 64% from the field.
Yeah, 64.5, I think.
Yeah, sorry. You are not going to win many games when you allow your opponents to shoot 64.5% from the field. Just not going to happen. And
unless the other team turns it over 35 times.
Well, right. But here's the other thing I was on the wrong side of. You know what else you ain't going to have when your team shoots 64.5%? You ain't going to have an under. And we certainly didn't last night, as Phoenix put up 129. And Dallas, shit, I liked the team total under for Dallas and Philly last night. And both.
Yeah, I liked the Philly one too, and they screwed that up for me.
They did indeed. So tough night. Not gonna lie. I went 2-3 between the farm and my picks and the premiums and everything. I felt fortunate. I felt like that day had a lot of landmines in it. So
it did.
2 and 3 is one of those days you take a unit loss and fucking move on. So yeah, take your bogey, pick up your clubs, go to the next hole, man. That's all you can do.
Or just throw the clubs in the water and
Barkley post game was right, says Michael. Doncic needs to get the teammates going and then take over in the fourth quarter. I don't disagree with that. I'm not sure he has the quality of teammates that can do it at this level. I think that's
when you're relying on Rodney Bullock and guys and Dorian Finney-Smith and those guys against the Suns team that goes 9 or 10 deep with quality players, it's tough.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Kevin says he knew Phoenix would win in cover. So a lot of my friends were on Dallas. I had Dallas over 55.5 first quarter. I can't remember. Did that hit?
I think it was 32-28 or something like that.
You're right. I think that's exactly right. It was 60, and it was a 4-point lead. You're exactly right. Yeah, that Phoenix team looks really good, and with Booker back, Dallas in a lot of trouble. So we'll see.
And Tim said he made some money playing poker last night, so it paid for the Mavs sucking. Well, hey, if you can find a way around it to even it out, that's all that matters.
That's right. Absolutely correct. All right. Yeah, buddy. What do we got for tonight? We talked about. We got a small card. Is that
yep.
There's no small cards, only small people, right?
Sure. Only small bets.
All right. Yeah. Well, here's a play that you might see later. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I like the Blue Jays over the Guardians. Like Scott told me earlier, and which I wasn't aware of at the time, but The Guardians' win in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday against San Diego was their first win over a team with a winning record.
That currently has a winning record. Now, they did beat the White
Right.
Sox. The White Sox were over 500 at the time, but it's the first win
But
over
now
a team
they're
that
not.
currently sits over 500. Correct. They're 11-13. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Jose Berrios, I have to think he's going to pitch better than what he's done so far. Sure, he's 2-0, but his ERA is 4.13. I think his FIP is 497.
Yeah, he really had
1.583.
One bad outing. He got absolutely hammered.
Yeah, that one against the Rangers on opening day.
Lasted a third of an inning and got lit. Other than that, he's at a 2.66 ERA.
Sad part was he got lit up, and they still won that freaking game too.
Yep, they did.
Meanwhile, it's Aaron Savale who, if anybody wants to put out an APB on his career, might be a good time to do so.
It's right with Patrick Corbin. You're like, what happened to these guys?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
you know,
and Corbin
has been bad. Yeah. Well, we said he was going to suck yesterday too because we looked at his numbers.
Absolutely.
When you give up a 430 base percentage, that's not a good number. But Savale, I mean, look at that: 10.67 ERA, a 1.953 WHIP, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts, over 14 and a third. He's given up 22 hits, 17 earned runs. And this isn't a team that you necessarily want to deal with. I know Toronto struggled a bit offensively in that series against the Yankees, but the Yankees are a little better pitching-wise than Cleveland's been this season.
I don't think there's anybody pitching better than the Yankees right now, at least right off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but I know the Yankees are really hurling the ball well right now.
Yeah, and that's the scary part because, you know, you saw the couple starts where Garrett Cole couldn't get out of his own way in the early going.
You know, turned it around. I faded him.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yep.
Should have known.
Well, I guess Cole's really going to suck without the sticky stuff. And then he went out and was masterful. So, well, it wasn't masterful. He was good enough. How about that? Yeah,
to your point, the Yankees are second in runs allowed per game at 2.8, behind only the Dodgers.
There you go.
But, you know, Cleveland, they've been good offensively. They've been bad pitching-wise, and we talked about that too because you would normally think it's the other way around. I mean, Jose Ramirez has been good. Miles Straw's been good. Pitching-wise, not so much. You look here, Toronto's 5-0 in their last 5 on the road as a favorite, 4-1 in their last 5 on grass. Steen also has a good record on grass, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
The Guardians 2-6 in their last 8 against teams with a winning percentage above 600. 2-8 in their last 10 as an underdog. 1-5 in their last 6 with a starter against a starter with a WHIP greater than 1.3. I just can't put a ton of faith in Cleveland with the way their pitching's been. Their bullpen has been bad. Savale's been horrible. What's the farthest he's gone in a game?
4 innings. 4 innings.
Is it 4?
I think he may have pitched into the 5th, but he has not recorded an out in the 5th inning. So
there you go. Not a good day for Mr. Savale. You'd be better off taking Telly Savalas.
I was just going to make a Telly Savale joke, so very good. Who loves you, baby? I'll let you have it.
Yeah, but Savale's given up 4 runs in each of his starts. He's coming off back-to-back outings where he's given up 6. His stat lines were almost identical: 6 runs on 7 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts in the loss to the Yankees. That was in 3 innings. Then he put up the same stat line in 4 innings against Oakland in his last outing.
That's getting
hard to have faith in a guy that's given up that many runs.
It's consistency, buddy. That's the key.
Yeah, I guess consistently bad is still consistent.
Take Toronto is what you're saying. Wouldn't be afraid of the run line there either. Plus 110. That's a nice. That's an actual real sweetener to your parlays there. I'm all about that run line. Cool.
And then we can move on to the Giants and the Cardinals. Now, the Giants were disappointing in that 2-game set with the Dodgers. They lost 3-1 and then 9-1. I expected a little more from Alex Wood against the Dodgers yesterday. Didn't pan out. The Cardinals, 14-10. Of course, they beat the Royals yesterday. We won't talk about that because Scott already beat up Chris Bubich and, took his lunch money.
Yeah, not good. Not good, Bubich. Sorry, buddy.
See, he doesn't watch the show.
We'll see if he gets one more start. I'll be curious to see if he does because
if he doesn't, who would they replace him with?
That's what I want to know. That's what Rachel asked me that yesterday, and I haven't looked at the minors. I don't know who they would bring up. I'm sure there's somebody that's pitching decently at Omaha that they could bring up, but my guess is he gets one more, and if he gets lit, He hasn't made it out of the first, and I think 3 of his 6 starts. That's not good, buddy.
Yeah, that's not a good number. Miles Mikolas, he's pitched well for the Cardinals, Scott. 1-1 with a 1.52 ERA and an 0.843 WHIP in 29 2/3. He's going to take on Logan Webb, 3-1 with a 3.26 ERA, 6 walks, 20 strikeouts over 30 and a third innings. What do you make of that pitching matchup?
I was really on Logan Webb. He had really done well this season, and I want to say was it last time out? Yeah, he kind of got lucky last time out. Or his last 2 have not been great, but his last time out, he only gave up 3 earned in 6 innings, but he gave up 11 hits and a walk. So he had a whip of 2 for that game. So I was a little disappointed. He did get the win because it was the Nats. So,
well, both of his last starts were against the Nats.
Yeah, he went against 8 on both of them. So he gave up 3 earned to the Nats both times. Mikolas has been outstanding, man. I love you, brother. I'm not sure I'm on the Giants bandwagon here at laying minus money. I'd probably go the other way just because I think there's value on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I just don't trust the Cardinals. Mikolas is a junk baller on his best days. I'm just not sold that he can. He's kind of like the Eddie Harris of the Cardinals rotation.
But he goes deep and he gets strikeouts. He's got 24 strikeouts and 25 innings. I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit what you throw. If you can strike out almost a batter per inning, you're fine. You're fine, man. Put the Vitalis on it, and he goes long, Chris. He struggled a little bit in his first start, didn't get out of the 4th, but after that he's gone 6 2/3, 7 1/3, 7 5. So he's a guy that'll give you some length, and he's a guy that can strike some batters out. The Giants could very well win this. Logan Webb has been fantastic. These
Kevin's saying Webb is scratched, but I'm not seeing NBC and CBS are both still showing him pitching. The Giants MLB says TBD, but it's Webb's turn in the rotation. I haven't seen anything about him going on the injured list or anything.
Well, StatFox still has Webb, but if you've got TBD there now, that ain't good, brother. That's a bad sign.
Well, they had TBD last night, but then they put Webb, and then I think they keep flipping it around.
Well, I'll tell you what.
There's no news articles about it.
There's no line though, man. There's no line.
There was before.
That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
That's weird.
There was a line before. Well, maybe he had shoulder tightness or some kind of woke up.
See, I just clicked on covers and it's showing that DraftKings and BetMGM and Caesars and Unibet and Bet Rivers and FanDuel and Bet365 all have a line.
That was probably the last line available. But let me go. Keep laying out your case. I'll check some other places to see if there's any lines up.
Okay, if Michael said he thinks that Mikolas throws the ephus, the spitball, and a forkball. He might throw a spoonball too.
Spoonball.
You never know. I mean, I know that Mikolas, he's another one of those guys that resurrected his career pitching overseas, kind of like Nick Martinez is trying to do now.
It is still available on DraftKings. So my advice would be to jump on the Cardinals at plus 115 because I don't think the price is going to be that good when they announce the pitching matchup, the new pitching matchup. So
unless they're just doing this as subterfuge.
A bit of the old okey doke.
Well, I mean, come on. The Cardinals had a rookie manager. You never know in this business.
I got nothing under Webb. All right, go on to the next one, buddy. I'll keep looking at this and get any updates I can.
All right. Well, that takes us to the ice because why not? And we were talking about ugly numbers. Here we go again. The Calgary Flames taking on the Dallas Stars. The money line minus 235. The puck line plus 110. So at least there's a little bit there. The game one matchup Tuesday night was a 1-0 game in favor of Calgary. Elias Lindholm scoring the lone goal in the first period, and Calgary made that stand up the rest of the way. They've won the last 3 meetings between these two teams. Going to be Jake Ottinger, 30-16-1 with a 249 goals against, a 915 save percentage, and 1 shutout. And these numbers count the postseason, by the way, because it was just easier than putting up 1-0 or 0-1. Oh, Michael said John Tudor's going for the Cardinals.
Why
not Joaquin Adhar?
Be coming out of the bullpen. John Tudor, big fan. Sorry. Too soon.
Is Don Denkinger going to be the umpire too at first base?
85. Good year, buddy. Good year. Not for Cardinals fans, but and those fuckers, they're still salty about it. You see, they'll still bitch about it. Like, come on, guys, let it go.
Jacob Markstrom starting for the Flames.
Okay, how you feel about that?
He posted a shutout in Game 1. Why not?
Okay, I'd say that earned him another start.
Well, he leads the league in shutouts. He had 9 in the regular season. He now has 10. 38, 15, and 9, 219 goals against, 923 save percentage. And the problem with Dallas is, this series might flip around when they go back to Dallas. But Dallas was a sub-500 team on the road this season. Calgary plays pretty well in Cowtown at the now Scotiabank Saddledome. Remember when it was just the Calgary Saddledome or the Olympic Saddledome?
Yeah, Olympic Saddledome.
The Saddledome.
Yeah, 88, the Olympics are in Calgary. All right.
Yep. And Tim said it's 6-3 Brewers now in the so that game's already gone over.
Reds are gonna red, man. Reds are gonna red. Hey, what's wrong with this Dallas offense, bud?
They're not a big offensive team. They ride Pavelski and Roop Hintz and Robertson. But beyond that, there's not a ton of Tyler Seguin is on the downslope of his career. Jamie Benn is on the downslope of his career. The Stars rely on defense and goaltending more than anything else. And you can't really be a one-line team when you face a team like Calgary.
Right. I'm not an expert in hockey, as I've made abundantly clear, but correct me if I'm wrong, it is very difficult to win if you can't score. Does that still hold true in hockey even?
This is an accurate stat.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So are you laying that big number? You interested in the puck line? What are we doing here?
I kind of like the puck line. I think, Calgary could have put the puck in the empty net the other day. They didn't. They were just worried about trying to run out the clock. But I think, if they clamp down on the Pavelski line, other than that, like I said, Pavelski had 81 points. Robertson had 79. Hintz had 72. Then you drop down to Seguin had 49 points in 81 games.
That's a hell of a drop-off.
There's a big drop-off there.
No.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're looking at a Flames team that has let's see how many points Calgary's guys put up. Here's the hint: it was a whole bunch. Johnny Gaudreau, I think he put up something like 115. They had 3 guys put up. I think it was. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, they had 3 guys score 40 goals. Mangiapane had 35. They had 2 guys put up at least 100 points. Gaudreau had 115. Tkachuk had 104. There's just more offensive depth in Calgary's team, and they play well in their own end. Then that's going to be a big problem for Dallas. If Dallas falls behind, they're in trouble because that's not their style. They like to be the old New Jersey Devils with the left wing lock, get the lead, then just dump it in and play dump and chase for 45 minutes and bore the shit out of anybody watching the game on television.
The NHL version of the 4 corners.
Pretty much.
Michael says what's wrong with the Dallas Stars is they moved from Minnesota.
Oh, I would agree with that. Take that up with Gordon Bombay.
Would you rather have the Wild or the Stars in your town right now?
Personally, I'd probably rather have the Wild just because they're a more exciting team.
And they're younger.
I mean, I could see, and I could see people, that were in Minnesota saying, the tradition factor of having the team that was there, just like, people in Atlanta would still like to say that, hey, the Flames played here before. Well, yeah, so did the Jets.
Yes, whenever New Jersey
only they were called the Thrashers.
Whenever New Jersey does well, I claim them because they were the old Kansas City. Do you know the name of the team?
Yeah, the Scouts.
The Scouts. There, I figured you'd know. All right.
Then they were the Colorado Rockies.
Yes, and they went to be the Colorado Rockies before they were the New Jersey Devils. I'd rather have the Avalanche than the Devils in my town right now. I'll tell you that much. So you got nothing good to say about a lot of good things about
the Devils are in year 8 of a 3-year rebuilding project.
Been there, done that. So if I were to sum up this,
Michael should ask them because that's coming up next. Asking about the Avalanche.
So to sum up here, Flames bad, Stars Flames good, Stars bad.
Yeah, especially with it being on the road. I just don't trust Dallas on the road.
Okay. They're not deep enough. They haven't been scoring, and they're on the road. 3 very good reasons. 1-5 in their last 6 playoff games as an underdog. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah. And that takes us to this one. Look at this fun number, Scott.
385, buddy. Hey, why do you always have the big favorites, Chris? Because they fucking win.
I was gonna say, did you watch Nashville the other night?
Oh, they're awful. Yeah, using the second string goalie against the best team in the NHL. Not a recipe for success.
That's because Saros was hurt, and he's still not going to play tonight. Reichel said that they had better chances before Saros got dead. But come on, exactly. I mean, John Hines said, he's going to miss the first 2 games, and then after that, we'll see. If that's not inspiring confidence, I don't know what does.
Yeah. Bad time. Sorry, Nashville. Well, still got the Titans.
Yeah. So now it's going to be Connor Ingram, the third string goaltender, 1-2 with a 350 goals against, an 894 save percentage. He's supposed to get the start because, for God's sakes, why would you go back to Big Game Dave?
Big Game Dave got
Big Game Dave. Big Game
hammered.
Sucks.
He gave up 6, right? They lose that one 6-0.
No, 5 on 13 shots.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We talked about
15:04 of game time.
Oh God, yeah, not
good. He gave 2 goals in 22 seconds, 3 minutes into the game, and that was it.
So really, the only way to play this, if you're going to play, is on the puck line, right? I mean, I guess if you wanted to put it on a multi-teamer, you could, but at that point, you're not really getting enough value out of it, even to put it on your multi-teamer, because it could totally fuck you. If for some reason the Avalanche were to step on their dicks tonight, then your parlay would go down in flames. And I know that's very unlikely. I'm just not sure. I'm just not seeing minus 385. You're just not giving enough.
Yeah, it's a steep number. And like Michael said, would you be willing to take the Avalanche at minus 2.5 on the puck line, which it gives it's going at plus money?
I was going to say you're into plus money there. Yeah, I don't see any reason you shouldn't be able to lay that number. Because Colorado's going to score. It's really all about, do they give up any goals at all? Can Nashville get anything going on the offensive side? Chris, do you see any hope for that for the Preds?
They might get 2. I mean, that's what they got in game 1, but they came after the game was already well decided.
If they get 2, then covering 2.5 would be a challenge. I mean, it certainly could be done. They put up 6 the other night. I get that, but
7.
You're right. They end up putting up 7, but it wouldn't be the spot I'd want to be in if Nashville got 2, if I was trying to cover 2.5. So
I'm just worried about, can Ingram, I know he stopped 30 out of 32 in relief, but how many of those were high danger chances considering Colorado was up 5-0 by the time he came in?
Yeah, a lot of, I think he's seen a lot of third and fourth line there, right?
Yeah, I mean, Colorado wasn't really rolling McKinnon and Rantanen and Landeskog and all those guys. I mean,
right.
McKinnon scored in the third, but that was a power play goal, I think. So,
yeah, and we've talked about it a little bit. The Avalanche team has been nails at home. They haven't necessarily been great on the puck line. We did touch on that the other day. They win a lot in overtime. They win a lot coming back in the third period. But they're not the greatest quote unquote cover team. I don't know if you say that in hockey. Where were they? 23-19 on the puck line. Is that right?
Yeah, they're 23-19 now after winning game 1.
Okay.
They were 22-19 in the regular season.
22-19. Okay, that would make sense. 41 games, sure.
But I mean, you just look at it. It's going to be a tough night for Nashville.
All right. Well, they still got country music, so what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, gee, there's something.
Lay the puck line. Anything else you want to say about this one?
Not really. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to talk about other than
friends don't let
it's probably going to be an ugly game.
Yeah, if you're a Predators. I said friends don't let friends.
If you're a Predators fan, find something else to watch.
Fair enough. You can watch the Ryan Tannehill news conference again where he says he's not his job to mentor Malik Willis.
Yeah, I saw that prompted Kurt Warner to talk about how they could talk to him.
Alex Smith is another one that I think, and even Mahomes admits that the year that he spent under the tutelage of Alex Smith was invaluable. So,
now think about that. Mahomes had Alex Smith to get tutored by. Josh Allen had Nathan Peterman.
Okay.
Now, who would you rather have as a tutor? Well, clearly, it's Nathan Peterman.
I think that's the tough question of the day, the trick question of the day from Chris King there, everybody. All right, what else you got?
Well, that takes us to the parlay section because guess what? There's no basketball tonight.
That's right. So we're ready to make some money. Let's do it.
Absolutely no basketball. How depressing. Yeah, we talked about these ones because it was the easiest thing, and that's why I put the minus 2.5 in there. I said minus 1.5 or minus 2.5 on Colorado.
Do you ever put your payouts together to show what the difference would be?
Sometimes. I haven't done it. I didn't do it on these ones.
Okay.
But it's not a bad idea.
Get that taken care of.
Yeah, we should get Jim on that. He's not doing anything.
And can I interest you in a minus 385, minus 235 parlay, which would end up being, what do you lay, minus 160 there or so?
Give or take. Let me punch it up real quick.
You get your parlay.
It's better than Rice. It's better than when Reichel parlays, right?
You know what? The kid hit one the other night. I got no beefs with him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he did have the but it's easier when it's a single gamer as opposed to multiple.
Is it
multiple games? I think because you have a lot of moving parts in the same thing.
Is it weird that for years and years and years they wouldn't let you take correlated parlays, and now it's like their main marketing thrust, the same game parlay?
It's weird to me.
It's like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, people are still stupid in the same game, so we can do that.
Yeah, the return on minus 385 and minus 235 would be 79.58.
79.58. So you're laying 145 or so.
Yeah, give or take.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay.
But on the flip side, if you went with the puck lines,
yeah, then
that'd be a lot prettier.
Even money probably.
Well, it depends. Are you going to the minus 150 one?
Like 2-1. That's what I meant. Even money. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the minus 150 and plus 110 would be 250 on a $100 bet.
Oh wow, even better than I thought. We're 250.
Yeah, so 2.5.
Oh, because you're plus 110.
That's what it says on Vizin's parlay calculator.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So play those at your leisure, and you can also mix and match. You want to take the puck line on Colorado and just take the straight on Calgary. You're okay.
Tim wants to know if we're gonna do WNBA. Scott, you gonna do WNBA?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
I wrote a lot of WNBA games last year. I haven't looked at it too much quite yet.
I do know this about the WNBA, that there are a number of fantastic opportunities, and people that I know that take it seriously do very well on the WNBA. But I, again, don't have the bandwidth to learn a new sport. My extra bandwidth right now is filled up with hockey. So I'm learning hockey, a little bit of soccer. Gonna get the World Cup coming up, so I'll have to get back into soccer. I can't add it. But yes, I'd be happy to have, if Tim is a WNBA expert, Scott and I would be happy to have him on our show, as I'm sure we would love to have him on this show too, because it's I'm not saying I don't bet it because it's women's. No, I don't bet it because I just don't have the fucking the ability to learn all the nuances and intricacies of another sport. But I'm happy to have experts on. Anybody that can give us an angle, I'm willing to have them on.
Yeah, like I said, I read a lot of WNBA last year, but I mean, I haven't looked at the off season because there were so many teams making moves and dealing players, and Bill Laimbeer's not there anymore. With the Aces now, it's gonna be Becky Hammond's coaching that team. So I'll have to actually take a look into it, and probably maybe we can talk about it starting next week.
There you go.
That way I can get a little bit more up to speed. I see that the Lynx waived Laisha Clarendon and Crystal Dangerfield, who were two of their big playmakers last season.
Wow, shocking. Sorry. Hey, you got a 4-teamer for us?
Yes.
Okay.
Take note that these games all suck. No, Houston, I'm going to go with over the Tigers. I don't like the way Tariq Schoolball's pitched so far this year. He's struggled at
What?
times.
Not a Screwball fan? Come on.
I like him, but he I backed him a couple times and he stunk out the joint.
Dead to
And all
me.
of a sudden, Houston's playing decent baseball. You know, they swept the Mariners.
Yeah.
They've got Jose Urquidy going tonight. Not crazy about Urquidy, but I think, Houston's bats are starting to come to life. And we just watched Detroit struggle to score against Pittsburgh in a doubleheader.
Very true.
I'm going to take the Mariners over Tampa Bay. That game's coming to you from Seattle. The Mariners 7-2 at home. Robbie Ray on the mound against Shane McClanahan. Got anything to say about that, Scott?
McClanahan has not been good this year. Robbie Ray has not been fantastic, but in what turned into a de facto Kikuchi for Robbie Ray deal, which that wasn't the deal. It was 2 free agent signings, but that's how it worked out.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think the people that picked up Robbie Ray have still been the winners in that, even though the Cooch pitched good yesterday, buddy.
Yeah, I know. What the hell was up with that?
You fade the Cooch at your own worries there. Don't fade the Cooch, man. That's what I'm saying. Robbie
He had
Ray
a 47.8% hard hit rate against him, and the Yankees looked like they were.
Had you right where he wanted you, buddy. Had you right where he wanted you.
Yeah.
Robbie Ray's decent at home, sub 1 WHIP, 3.0 ERA, and McClanahan, like you said, he was decent against Boston in the start before last, but and he had a decent stuff against the Cubs, but he has generally struggled this season. It's not been what we expected him to kind of take that next step. Robbie Ray giving up 7 earned in his last 3 outings, covering 17 innings. Who you got here? You got Robbie Ray? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they're even a slight underdog.
Yeah, I think they should be a favorite in this spot. Although, like you said, they have struggled to score, but I'm just not sold on McClanahan there. So I'm with you. I think that's a good spot to pick up a little positive value.
Then I'm going to go back and say the Panthers at least get a win at home. They'll probably lose the series at this point because it seems to be a common theme when you're a top seed in the first round in hockey playoffs is, you inevitably lay an egg and get wiped out. Seen the Capitals do that a bunch of times. Now Florida, hey, if Florida gets knocked out, that's good for me. I don't care. As long as they win tonight, they can lose the series in 6 or 7 games.
1996, buddy. 1996.
Yeah, you didn't know that until I told you the other day.
I did. I didn't know the exact. I knew it had been at least 20 years because I remember hearing it last year.
We'll give you partial credit.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah, I knew it was at least 20. I did not know 90s. I would have guessed like 2000 or 99. So even worse.
Yeah, and then the Rangers over the Penguins. Let's face it, Pittsburgh, they won game 1 in triple overtime. I get it. They also are down to their third string goaltender, a guy who has played about as many games in the NHL in the last 4 years as Reichel. And, I'm sure Reichel would tell you he could have gone in the game and done just as well as Louis Domingue.
What is that?
Let me tell you, Domingue, it's great when you can do it once when you get thrown in there and you're riding the adrenaline of not expecting to get off the bench. It's another when the Rangers know that you're going to be in there. Raquel is banged up too. Oh, go ahead.
Lex says at your own discretion or at your own peril. Yes, I absolutely vapor locked there trying to finish that expression, Lex. Thanks very much. Number 1, for picking up on it and for telling me what I actually meant to say. You're absolutely correct twice. What I was really going to say, Chris, is you have any feelings on Seattle, Tampa Bay, Nerfy?
Yeah, like you said, Seattle struggled to score. And Tampa Bay hasn't been great offensively. I could see a Nerfy going there.
Yep.
Ray pitches, like you said, pitches pretty well at home.
Put up 2 runs total in their last 3 games against Houston. Not ideal. Not ideal at all there. Yeah, I don't hate it. You're probably getting a pretty
they put the total. They put the total on that game at 6.5. I think that total's a little low.
On the Seattle game?
The Seattle Tampa Bay game is at 6.5.
No, No, even with a
I
dead
took the
ball.
over on it, but that's coming up.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to buy 6.5 yet with 2 average pitchers. And I know Robbie Ray won the Cy Young. I get it, but so far this year he's been an average pitcher. McClanahan's been slightly below average. The point is, yes, their runs are down this season. However, I'm not ready to go 6.5 yet on run-of-the-mill pitchers. Sorry.
I agree with you. But yeah, I'm going to take the Rangers over the Penguins. I think, the Rangers thought they won that game at the end of regulation. Tim, I'd be curious what you thought of that goal that they overturned that Scheidel scored. It wasn't Kako's fault that he rolled through the crease when, Dumoulin cross-checked him in the back. But, they overturned it and Rangers went on to lose. But, you can't blame Igor Shesterkin, a franchise record 79 saves in that game. Reichel said he should have been 83 of 83 if they wanted to win.
Well, that's sadly correct, but yeah. All right. So there you go. Panthers, Rangers, Mariners, and...
Oh, Tim didn't watch the game. Well, if you get a chance to check out the replay, Tim, I'd be interested in your thoughts because I know that, you're pretty big on hockey. I'd asked Steen about it, but he was watching American Idol when the game was on. So
I was. Sorry, I didn't see it. Hey, man, I got to spend a little time with the wife, happy wife, happy life.
Look, man, I don't want to hear your excuses.
That's the way that works. Anyway, and if I was watching a sporting, and I always have I had a baseball game on, I think, at that point. So
was it the
Royals? I've always got another screen going, but yeah, with the sound down. So hey, this is we haven't been reading. I just like to read this. This space for those ridiculously overloaded boxcar parlays that have big rewards if they go right, but a lot of moving parts that could derail you. Oh, I like how you did the boxcar and then derail. That's sweet.
It's true. It's true.
All right, buddy. Let her rip.
Yeah, the Rockies over the Nationals pitching matchup is Antonio Senzatella, who likes to put base runners on, against Aaron Sanchez, not the Aaron Sanchez that used to be the judge on Chopped or on MasterChef, but some other guy named Aaron Sanchez. Not sold on the Nationals. The total on this has actually moved up. It's at 11 now. Senzatella's gone over in all 4 of his starts, so if you're looking to play the number, that might be the way to look as well. I don't know if you have anything to add on that, Scott.
Washington Nationals are a bad baseball team. Colorado Rockies won Farm Forest yesterday, and I don't have quite as much confidence in Senzatella, but they have been able to somehow dodge the bullet when he's been on the mound. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't love laying 140 in that game. Although the Nationals, they're awful.
Well, you can always take the run line.
I understand. I don't know. Go ahead.
The Marlins and the Padres. The total on this game is 7.
It's my nerfy
with Jesus Luzardo and Nick Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Marlins. It's a dart throw basically because, like we said, it's a small card, so you have to improvise.
Right.
Rays and Mariners, like we just talked about, I'm going over 6.5 because I can't imagine why they put the number that low.
Got to.
It's not like you got Garrett Cole and Verlander or somebody on the mound.
Very well land 3-1, but out of general principle, with 2 pitchers like that on the mound, I just have to play over 6.5.
The Twins over the Orioles because, hey, guess what? Dylan Bundy's not pitching. It's Chris Archer.
Oh.
Chris Archer and Spencer Watkins, not Spencer for hire. I mean, he could be.
You don't know.
I'm going to look for the Blue Jays and Guardians to stay under 8. What, no Robert Urich jokes?
I'll pass.
I look for the Blue Jays and Guardians to stay under 8.
Clock. I'm a lot funnier at the beginning of the show when we have all kinds of clock.
True.
At the end, I'm just rolling it up.
Penguins and Rangers, I look to go over 5.5. Same token, I see the Capitals and Panthers going over 6.5. I mean, we're going to see more than what we saw the other night offensively. Tim said in Dylan Bundy, I no longer trust exactly when you get lit up by Baltimore. The Orioles made Dylan Bundy. Dylan Bundy is who we thought he was. A piece of shit.
Pretty much, buddy.
The Stars and the Flames, they like to stay under 5.5. I mean, come on. The score in game 1 was 1-0. the Predators and Avs, I think, is going to end up over 6.5. Even if Nashville gets 2, I think it's going to be 5-2, something like that. It's going to be tough for Ingram to hold Colorado in check. And by that token, I'm going to go with Nathan McKinnon of the Avalanche. He had 2 goals and an assist, I think, in game 1. I'm going to look for him to go over 1.5 points at plus 140. Because, hey, everybody needs some plus money, right?
Yes, sir. That might not be a terrible correlated parlay. You could play the over in the Avalanche game and McKinnon over 1.5.
True.
Right? Just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
And if you're a sadomasochist, you could take the puck line too, and just run it all up.
Yeah, there you go. Let her rip. What could go wrong, bud? It sounds like 3 locks to me.
Exactly.
All right, my friend. What's your favorite game on that card?
Probably. Well, of course, my favorite game is the one that already took place because Milwaukee's beating the crap out of Cincinnati. But I'd probably say out of those options, it's probably either going to be the Avs or the Flames. I'm not crazy about the baseball card. There weren't a ton of good options out there because all the good games were the early games. Which, of course, like you were saying, you were looking at that game as the farm play, and it's gone.
Yeah, we talked about that last night about playing Milwaukee, and then I remembered a lot of them had early starts, and I looked it up and went, "Yeah, we're fucked. We can't play that." So I don't think everybody likes to be.
Like Andrew said, it's 8-3.
Is it 8-3 now? Not even 6-3 anymore? Jesus.
Nope, 8-3 in the third.
Cincinnati's so bad. My God. Okay. All right.
Hunter Green is gone after 2 2/3, 8 runs on 9 hits, 1 walk. He struck out 7. So he struck out 7 of the 8 guys he retired. He also threw a wild pitch and gave up 5 homers.
That is a stat line for the ages right there. That is Jesus. All right, kids. You guys have a great day. Thanks very much for watching. We hope everybody was on Milwaukee and the over. So if you were, congratulations. Chris, where can we find you?
Same place I usually am.
Twitter, Chris. Twitter. What's your handle?
Oh, Betting Royalty is right there.
There you go. Betting Royalty. You can find Chris on Twitter, and you can also find him writing excellent pieces over at winnersandwhiners.com.
Where can we find you, Scott?
Multiple pieces every day. You can find me right here on our YouTube channel as I do 17 videos a day. No, I do a show with Chris and I do a show with Scott. Of course, I have my own individual plays as well that I will talk about in a video each and every day. And of course, you can find me on Twitter at Steenroller, SteehnRoller. That's it. All right. You guys have a great day. Stick around.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Stay tuned, as they say. I'll be right back with my pal Scott Reichel, and I'll be right back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, with my pal Chris King, as we talk about a lot of things, but we really just talk about parlays. All right.
And we'll all be around tomorrow, too, for the NASCAR show.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Don't forget our NASCAR show as Chris gets to take his victory lap, pun intended.
About damn time.
As he has now joined the ranks of the paid off. So it remains just me who can't hit shit when it comes to NASCAR. So I'm sure we'll talk about that tomorrow. Enjoy, guys. Good luck on all your plays. Hey, no basketball tonight. Maybe reconnect with the family. Say hi to them every once in a while. I don't know.
Yeah, or something.
I don't give a shit. Live your best life. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. You guys take care.